I am a child of the 60s, so I was definitely influenced by the British invasion because I learned very early in life that girls like guys who play the guitar. So I learned to play the guitar quite early in my life. I started on electric guitar, learned rock and roll, and I guess it was in the late 60s. My brother, who's older than me, he was the editor of the York University newspaper, and as such he would review albums. So every month in the mail we get a dozen albums showing up, and we get like Phil Oakes, Bob Dylan, Joan Baez, Donovan, Peter Paul, Mary, and he started playing these, and I just fell in love with roots music. I think that was the biggest influence on me, just to understand how words and music can make a change in the world. And I've seen the world change. I've seen it in my lifetime. You know, we've seen a war, music end a war. We've seen a wall come down. We've seen so much social change and political activism through the power of music.
In the park with you, my dear, I would plan a week or two for you.
I started a festival called the Winterfolk Festival. I guess I started in 2003. We're now going into our 15th year. Basically, it started from a knee-jerk reaction, and it's very difficult to get into festivals. When I was starting in music 15 or 16 years ago, I think I had about 200 rejections from festivals. And I basically came to the conclusion, well, if I want to play at a festival, I have to make one, and I'll hire myself. So I consulted with some friends, and we pulled off Winterfolk 1. To start a festival, to hire myself to get a place to play is starting it for the wrong reasons. But we learned really quickly what the right reasons are. And I'm sure one of the reasons it's survived so long and has grown and is a big part of the Toronto music scene is because we actually fill a void in the music schedule. There's really no major roots festivals between, say, the months of September and the following June, because they're really considered summer events. So we actually came up with a plan for a winter festival. We hold it in February. Everybody's walking from club to club, schedule in hand, to see different artists. So we bring a lot of needed revenues into the area in February. And we also bring paid work to over 100 artists every year in February. So it's sort of like a win-win situation. I hired a young Serena Ryder in year one, and I'm pretty sure it was her first festival, and she was 17 years old. And I remember she took the bus in from Peterborough, and I just sat back and watched, and she just went up to the stage and she just captivated the audience's attention, I'd say in the first 10 seconds. That was a great moment in Winterfolk history, for sure. Our philosophy is that it's a community event, and if you want to be a folk singer, you gotta get the music out there, and you gotta do everything you can to make the genre known to people. And the more the genre gets out there, the more people are aware of roots, blues, and folk music, the bigger your career is going to be. So the message is just get involved, and let's get the music out there.
A day in the park.
Thank you so much.